So let's just talk about functional components in React. So the functional components are like functions in JavaScript. So we define them with the function keyword followed by the name of the function, and the components can take props object as argument, and it returns HTML like React element which is called JSX. And after the definition of the component, then we have to export this. So we're gonna use export default and the name of that component so that we can use them in other places. So let's now talk about few of the advantages of using functional components. So first of all, functional components are simple. So because the functional components are just like simple functions, which make them easier to read and understand. And also because the functional components tends to be shorter, which makes them a popular choice. And also with the functional components, we can have better performance. So the functional components can perform better as they avoid the overhead of the class component methods. And thirdly, with the introduction of hooks, now functional components become much more powerful. So previously functional components were stateless. Now with the introduction of hooks, so we can use the useState hook, or we can use the useEffect hook. Now with the use of these hooks, functional components now can manage state and lifecycle methods without writing the class components. So let's now create our own functional component. So here inside the source folder, we're gonna create one folder called components, and inside that we're gonna create grid.js. So here we're just gonna create one functional component. So first of all, we have to import React from React, and then we have to define the functional component called grid, and then it's gonna return HTML like syntax which is called JSX. So we're gonna return the h1 tag, welcome to React, and after that we have to export that. So export default grid. So we have defined our functional component which returns welcome to React. So we're gonna import this inside the main app.js. So here we're gonna import grid from the components folder. We have the grid. So once we have imported, now we're gonna use this over here. So we're gonna use the grid component using the self-closing tag. So here you can see we have welcome to React. So in React we have to remember one thing is that React will always return only one element which will encapsulate all other elements. So here in this case, everything is encapsulated inside this outer div. So in React, no matter how many elements we have, but while returning, we must encapsulate all of them inside one wrapper element, otherwise it will throw error. So if we try to return multiple elements, so you can see we're getting this error. So we have to wrap all of these elements inside one root element. So because functional components have a lot of advantages over the class component, so that's why functional components has become the preferred way to write components in React. So hope you understand about functional components. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.